be crystal clear channels, the more we can spot these little tiny things. And I will give everyone a quick tip, by the way, because I try to be helpful. One of the things that we will say, let's just take, oh, are you okay if I just kind of maybe point out a celebrity on the world stage that's a deceiver with that?
You go for
Okay.
it.
So I can say this, I'm Canadian. So you look at Celine Dion and you say, huh, I look at you, you're not attractive or unattractive, but you are an odd looking woman. Well, is because that is not a woman,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And I can go into the big long story about that, but I'm assuming everyone listening already understands that most celebrities on the world stage are inverted, because that's how they create the confusion matrix, to keep inverting creation in our eyes, confusing the brain. And then accepting that as truth, and this is what normal is supposed to look like. But the point is that we look at her and we say, she looks like a woman, but, or she's dressed like a woman, but. We tend to ignore the but.
True.
Right?
True.
We listen to certain spiritual teachers. We say, let's say about the quantum, we say, they're saying things that make sense in part to my brain, but they don't look the part, or they don't look healthy, or their face looks a little lizardy, or there doesn't seem to be much depth in the teaching here. There's always going to be a but. But because there's enough truth, what do? We say, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not clear enough. I'm not evolved enough. I have done something wrong, because everyone else seems to understand this quantum silly business that's being propagated. So I just must not be evolved. You see, when in doubt, as we know, we always blame ourselves. I am not enough. I am too much. I am whatever.
Right.
Instead of saying, what this person is saying holds some truth for me, but, and just acknowledging the but.
Yes.
We try to figure out what's wrong with us as to why it's not 100% yes.
Instead of saying what's wrong with me, instead of saying what's right with me, why am I picking up on something that isn't sitting well with me, that doesn't resonate with me? Something's off. Something's off.
And because I can hear the questions already. Yes, sometimes you're going to not resonate with a teacher simply because they're not your teacher, or they're not your teacher. Their medicine is not for you, that you're not meant to have that harmonic exchange. So it doesn't mean every time you have a but. It just means that when you now start to go, okay, but, then you can start to study and go, yes, I see that person using a lot of Freemason hand gestures in their materials. Huh.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Then we start going, oh, now I know. And then you celebrate it. You go, oh, thank goodness I dodged a bullet. I didn't let that person, again, when we are impeccable stewards of our consciousness, we are very pristine about who we allow to inform our consciousness with alleged wisdom.
Yes, that's a good point right there.
Yes. And like I said, in fact, I would say probably the majority of the time, it's just that we're not meant to have that person's medicine at that time, or perhaps not at all. But when the but has this, we really want to find a way in, but we can't find the way in. Like the but's very strong. That's where you can go on the Google. It's very easy. You just type in a certain person's name and say hand gestures. You'll be able to see very quickly what they're up to. Some of them are so blatant. Oh goodness, I was just about to name drop there, but some of them are so blatant that they will do the Freemason hand gestures right in their Facebook ads. That's why I call them out. I say, if you were willing to do an ad doing all that, the one eye symbols and all the other silly business, I didn't out yourself. You outed yourself. Let's have a conversation about why you were doing that in your Facebook ads.
Absolutely.
You get what
Absolutely.
I'm saying, right? And so, but I remember when I first started really discovering a lot of these deceivers in the consciousness space, because of course I thought, oh, it's just fashion. It's just, why would, silly, right? Back in the day when I thought, oh, it's all the other industries, not ours. Ours is very pure.
I thought that too.
Yes.
It
And
was
so,
like, oh, no.
as you know, there are many that have been on the world stage for quite some time. They end up on Jay Leno, other such things, And what I have learned, everyone, by the way, if this is helpful, is the ones that are owned, the ones that already came in owned, pretending like they had the rags to riches story and they just came in with benevolence and whatever. If you pay attention to their voice, you will hear a smug, arrogant disdain in the tone of their voice. It will be an undercurrent.
Yes. That's good for people to hear.
Yes. And so you'll start to notice, hey, I really suspect this person is compromised. And they actually speak very similar to this person over here. Now that I check them out, I'm starting to see that they're compromised. I just always look for the golden thread, is my point. And so that is something I have uncovered over the last few years, that there is a tone. You know, I'm here to help the humans, but they talk about the humans as though the humans are beneath them, that they are silly, that they are stupid, which is how the deceivers view us. They view us as dirty, dumb, disgusting, disposable human resources.
Yes.
We are a resource, and our animals are called livestock, again, objectified, right? So when you feel that there is a hint of dirty, disgusting, dumb, disposable human, or some variation of that in the tone, because you will hear it, there will be a harmonic that does not sit well with you. I'm not saying that that person is owned, but what I'm saying is that might perk up your Scooby-Doo senses, I suppose, your spidey senses is what I meant to say, I'm either not going to waste my energy because the tone is enough in the voice, or, you know, just do a little tiny bit of research, I promise. You know, you will find that when you, because my point is, you will think, like some of these people that were on the world stage, I would think, why does everyone follow this person? What's wrong with me? I just can't resonate with this person. Again, you see, what's wrong with me? No,
Yes.
my original coding was saying, stay away from that person, you know. Yes. And so now
It's hard.
granted, yeah,
It's
go ahead.
hard when that happens, I think, because so many people have a lot of these people up on pedestals and they
Yes.
think they're the greatest person, and other people are like, oh, and I'm kind of like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yes.
And they're like, what's wrong with you? How can you not like that person? And I'm kind of like, I'm to myself, I'm kind of like, at first I couldn't figure out why. And then after a while, it's like, but how can you like them?
Yes, exactly.
And not in a judgment, liking back, but as idolizing them, I should say, idolizing them. How can you idolize them and put them up on a pedestal?
Yes, and that's part of the program, because they really much they use false idolatry
Yes.
as part of their system. And in their own system, they use false idolatry, and they're always meant to be rising stars, right? That's the goal. And in order to become a rising star and get to the next level of star, and to eventually get a star on the Walk of Fame, they use humiliation. They use a reward and humiliation
Yes.
to control their own.
And you
That's
see it.
Oh, yes, you can
You
see
see
it
it.
where they build someone up, tear them down, build them up again. Like look at Britney Spears, Mr. Britney Spears. I hope everyone understands Britney Spears is a man. And so yes, but they hook us. They're hoping that we will sell our soul to the devil because we are more interested in significance, aka fame,
Yes.
than we are in contribution. And I will tell you, I have been scouted a few times over the years. And I know that has happened to many people, because when they see that you're starting to get influential, that you're starting to get a big enough following, they start to infiltrate your world. They
Mm-hmm.
just will. I have been offered a multitude of reality TV shows over the years, to do a show on past life regression, to do a show on, or like helping people with money. And they are just trying to hook you, because once they've hooked you, then you're in. Then you're so far in, you go, well, I'm this far in. And then they hook you again. Well, you're this far in, I might as well keep going, you know. But they use the false idolatry as a way to worship and say, oh, I want to be just like that NFL linebacker. I want to be just like that supermodel. I want to be just like that singer. I want to be just like that actor. I want to be just like that politician, because the programming is so strong. And so I will
Absolutely.
say, no, you actually want to be you.
And that I think is the best place to be. By being yourself, you create this, you can create all you shall want as you go.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Well, I know I've kept you for probably
Oh
way over.
no. Everyone listening is saying, Mother Malia, will you zip it? Uh,
Not
yes,
me.
yes. Well, I know, no, but perhaps we break it up in sections or something, who knows? But there's so much to share, as we talked about. I can channel, we talked about this before recording, everyone, that both Angela and I channel, of course, and you have everything to channel and nothing to channel unless there's questions. And yet, I am really trying to cover more of the meta level things because yes, there are more nuanced steps about how do we move this forward, but there's just so much. There's so much to cover. So I say, what are the meta level things that we want to start tuning into and rewiring unhooking from the program, fully activating the original codes, because really, let's outcreate this. If we just restore our original codes, we really will not even be bothered with world stage. Then we're really just all focused on what's the earth we want to create for ourselves. Let's just go do that, you know. And I know that sounds simple, but it is simple and yet profound at the same time.
Is that something, I know we're getting to the end here, but is that something, is there some, as you say, I know it sounds simple, is there some simple wording or some simple ideas to give people to how to keep your focus and keep your attention to that joy to help build that within yourself to make this change in the world? Because I know there's a lot of light workers listening to this. There's a lot of people who really in their heart, they do want a different world and they're willing to do that change. They're willing to do those steps. Is there something that you could offer to help them to keep that focus?
Yes, the first thing is I like to play around with these words. I say this very playfully, either have your sacred rage or your sacred indignation. Meaning, they're coming for your consciousness. So now let's be a honey badger about it and say, nope, actually, I'm going to be an impeccable steward of my consciousness. And I'm not going to be hypnotized by the Netflix anymore because I know what that's all about. It's all predictive programming. Not to mention, there's so much spell casting in there, you won't even realize it's happening.
Yes.
And I understand that can be a habit, but even how do I wean myself off of that? And I say Netflix, but all of the programming, even the music. Let's just make your own music because frankly, most music has been tampered with. And so let's get out your crystal singing bowls. Let's get out your drums. Let's get out your shakers. Let's get out your voice even. Your voice is a wonderful instrument. And by the way, okay, yes, very easy tip, very, very easy tip. Let's hum like the bee for 5 minutes a day. Then let's increase it because that is the hum of creation. You don't have to worry about, do I sound like a bee? You're holding the intention of, I am transmitting the hum of creation through me. That is going to strengthen your nice, beautiful little harp inside your throat to ensure even more beautiful harmonics come out. It's going to raise your vibration because you're restoring original codes. Now, as far as the joy factor, it will sound easy to everyone. Oh, 3 hours, I can do 3 hours. Okay, send me a message and let me know because I'm telling you, I work with very clear channels and they say, oh, Mother Malia, I'm doing my best right now to do 45 minutes. I say, yes, I know, sweetheart, because it's not, even my human can tell you. If you were telling my human this, I would say, what a joke. And then I will try it and say, oh, goodness, So it's a muscle you will develop, but what brings you joy? For me, of course, it's different now, but if I was just in my human, being around animals brings me joy. I could be around horses for 8 hours and think I've just been there for an hour and just in pure joy. Being out in nature, being in the water, being in the sun, being at the beach, being around your gardening. I have over 100 houseplants. Very easy to live in the present moment when you have your hands in soil. I'm giving you just very practical tips because the crystals are not going to bring you joy.
Right.
And some of those crystals are deception as well. The music can, dancing can, but what brings me joy and what am I going to rotate into my my thing? Now, then eventually you just start getting used to this being your resting state. So you might
Mm.
think that sounds like a lot of work. I've got to carve out 3 hours where I'm only dancing or I'm only with animals, etc. Well, you will build up to that, but eventually you see how I can be present to what's going on in the world and still be in joy. It does not mean that my joy is somehow bypassing or pretending like this stuff doesn't exist. I am well aware of what exists,
Mm.
but I can hold neutrality around that, simply meaning I am not making meaning of that. I'm not judging it. I'm simply acknowledging, yes, there is the presence of all of these energies, and I can be in joy. Because joy, again, it's the frequency expressing as joy. So joy makes it sound simple, like, oh, I'm just going to take a happy pill. No, it is the highest frequency. And the way to access that highest frequency is to be humming like a bee, to be around the sacred horse, to be around the sacred cow, even if you are just connecting with them telepathically, because those are going to restore your original codes. Original codes are restored in salt water. If you can't be around salt water, you can't have a saltwater bath. Can you have a little basin of salt water every day soak your feet? Can you
Mm.
have a spoonful of honey every day to have your original coding restored? Can you have original brown coconut every day? I don't want you to eat those young living coconuts. Those are bastardized. Just like the banana used to be the plantain, but they manipulate our food as well. There's a reason why Dole and Chiquita and other such companies buy up all the tropical islands, because they're trying to hijack our original foods. Eating seaweed every day, that is an original food. So there are ways to, I talk a lot about this in the membership, so I'm just trying to distill this, but there are ways to, even like saffron oil on your skin is very, and castor oil. I actually blend the two because castor oil is, if you've used it, is a little bit sticky. So I
Yeah.
blend the saffron oil and the castor oil, and then I put either a drop of lemon or a drop of lemongrass in there. Very much about the fountain of youth. The body loves that, I'm telling you.
Mm.
Remembering that you are the ceremony and the celebration, and also remembering your body is. So what kind of rituals can you do every day to acknowledge the body, to gently rub the oils in and massage your hands as you're doing it, massage your feet and brush your hair. Oh goodness, there's so much to share. I don't know if that was helpful, Angela.
That was very helpful. It reminded me of something I do is every time I'm taking a shower or bath, whatever, and I always, I'm washing my feet and I always thank my feet as I'm washing them because I always say, thank you for all the adventures you've already taken me on. I can't
Oh,
wait to see all the adventures we have from here. And so I'm always thanking them like, thank you so much for all you've done for me already and how far we can go from here and all the new adventures we can experience. I can't wait to see what we do together. So
yeah.
it's it's in those small little things. I mean, it's a lot of times people look at such big things that they have to do these big things, but it's taking the time to think of all the small things you can do for yourself, and it all adds up. It all adds up.
Oh yes, and it's a practice. So yes, we have the mission. Yes, there's important things going on. But part of your mission really is to cultivate the joy. That literally is going to be an essential part of the mission to amplify the energy. And so a lot of what might seem like work in other circumstances, all of these things really genuinely contribute to your ability to be fully in your mission and to spread it way more quickly.
Absolutely. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. And I am just so thankful we got to meet. And I always say the synchronicity of who I meet is never forgotten on me. I
Mm.
look at it like, oh, what a beautiful time, all the people I get to meet, and I got to meet you today, and I know I've met you before. That I
Yes,
know.
yes.
And I feel we've helped so many people understand things at a lot deeper level today. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done, everything you've been doing, everything you're going to continue to do. And I know the changes you're going to continue to keep experiencing. I thank you for all you're doing for all of us. I
Oh,
appreciate it greatly.
Well, thank you. You are broadcasting. You're like a, central tower for the light grid, just broadcasting the light all the time.
Oh, thank you.
And uh, yes, we need signal towers like you to be bringing the energy together and radiating it out far and wide. It's a very essential part, and I know this is only a part of your mission, but thank you for who you be, and thank you for your contribution. And yes, and really thank you all of you for listening, because you will not be here, you will not be resonating with Angela, and of course and with me today, if you are not already well immersed into your mission. So it's really with a great joy and honor and privilege and a deep bow to all of you, and especially you, Angela, for bringing us all together, because but for you, we will not be all uniting this way today.
Well, I always look at I'm playing a small role for all of them because they have a mission. And just like you have Mother Malia, and she has a mission with you. And I know all of the ones I've worked with and will continue, and more I'm meeting all the time. They have a mission. And, I always wondered, they wanted me to call my monthly group the Amplified Universe. And when you brought up what the Amplified Universe, I'm like, oh, because they said it was the more people get together, we amplify our energy together. And you don't even have to know the other people you're working with. But as you're putting these beautiful messages out, and for all the people listening, this is, I always say, I'm not special. I'm just here doing what I want to do. And everybody here has their own specialties, and everybody is just as important. There is nobody less than anyone else in this world anywhere. And if you look at yourself and know whatever I'm doing is helping not only myself but everyone else, and when you're visualizing the future you want to see, ask your energy to join up with the other people. You don't have to know them. You could never have met them. Just ask your energy. Everybody here are energy workers. Energy goes together. Ask it to go together and join with everyone else's and create this beautiful amplified energy that we are creating. All of us are doing it together, all of us.
Yeah.
And just like you couldn't do it yourself. You need other people to step on board and be part of that.
Yeah.
We all do. We all do. We're all part of this. We're not separate from it. And we're all just as important and just as powerful as anyone else out there.
Yes, absolutely. And that's, when I talk about significance, it is remembering that you are significant. You're a
Yes.
significant part of the collective. And it's that we want to make sure we remember that we are significant without seeking significance. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Oh,
Oh,
I love,
no.
thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Mother Malia, I appreciate it so much for all that's been said and joined. And I just want to say one other thing is for everyone, when you're listening to this, just realize there is a resonance coming off of all of the words that were spoken tonight, a resonance that is felt on a whole different level, that even if you don't understand or don't quite get everything that was said, it doesn't matter. The resonance is felt by you and makes a difference and is shared by not only there's Mother Malia, there's Jennifer, there's me, there's my team, there's all of the others around us. They are all sharing that resonance for everyone listening now, and whoever will listen in the future. All those people are going to hear that resonance. They're going to feel it. So I just had to share that.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close?
Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm sure people are saying, goodness, Mother Malia. I just really will love you all to remember that you are the gift, you are the ceremony, you are the celebration.
Oh,
And because of that, you really matter. You're an essential part of this, just for your own experience, of course, and then for the collective. No matter what you're doing or not doing, your brain's going to judge it. You are already doing enough. You are already enough because you're already divine. You're already created in divine perfection.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you taking the extra time with everyone. I just feel it's really needed, and especially now, it's so needed for people to hear this message. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I want to encourage everyone, make sure to go to Jennifer's website. It's souljourneys.ca. Make sure to go on there. She has the Sacred Hive membership, and she's also on the Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube. So go on her website, you'll find all the information, and there's so much good information on there. So make sure you're taking the time to check her out and go on Amazon, her books, and especially her new one, Mother Malia's new book, The Daily Message from Mother Malia, The Great Mother, a spiritual guidebook to awaken your full potential and inspire individual living every day of the year. I think that's so important. And I love how you do your books because I do the same way. I'm like, tell me what I need to know, and I open it up and read what I
Yes.
need. And I love that your book is made that way. That is so cool. So
Yes.
I want to encourage everybody to go out and check that out. And also, there's a free offer down below on the link. So click on the link to get that free offer. And I just want to say again, thank you so much, Jennifer and Mother Malia. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for sharing your time. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And then for all of you listening, thank you so much for listening and being here to right to the end. We had so much to share. And make sure to watch the next episode of Edge Talk Radio on the first and third Tuesdays of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But if you missed it, if you couldn't get it all in, no worries. You can listen to the podcast as a downloadable podcast, or you can watch the interview, which I think is better to watch. Is you can go to my YouTube channel. You can also go to Edge Talk Radio's YouTube channel, and you can watch it there. And also, I just want to thank all of you. Thank you all for listening, expanding, and amplifying our universe together. Have an absolutely amazing